I haven't covered the political ads much this season, but this is the most devastating political ad I've seen in my life. Super effective against Kamala Harris. Welcome to Doug in Exile. This is where the happy patriots are. And because this so crushes Kamala Harris's campaign, I'm wearing my Godzilla cover t-shirt today. This is the Godzilla of political ads.
Dear Kamala Harris, let's get one thing crystal clear. The vast majority of American men have no issue with electing a female president. Our issue lies solely with you.
So this takes a shot at Kamala Harris with the Obama, saying that men, have a problem with voting for a woman. It is a man issue to not vote for Kamala, not because she's a woman, but because she's psychotic, because you cannot let this woman near power.
You were second in charge of California for 13 years.
As California's Attorney General, Harris promoted enforcement of a law that allowed prosecutors to seek jail time for parents of truant kids.
As a prosecutor and law enforcement, I have a huge stick. So I decided I was going to start prosecuting parents for truancy.
Of all the problems in California that you could choose to stop, she chooses to start with parents. This is a huge indictment of the Democrat Party that they are anti-family. The idea that you'd start there as your number one priority says everything about Kamala Harris. She's vapid, she's empty, but she's empty to a degree that she allows evil to take over.
I thought that was crazy. I was like, how can you lock parents up?
If you don't go to school, Kamala's gonna put you and me in jail. Yes, we achieved intended effect.
I opened the door and I see at least 7 or 8 cops wanted to arrest me. As a matter of fact, they did.
And frankly, the prosecutors in my office who volunteered to do this? My homicide prosecutors, my gang prosecutors. And they went over there and I said, when you go over there, look really mean.
She had me arrested.
I've never seen someone so witchy and so evil laughing at people, even real criminals being sent to prison. It's not funny. It's not cute. It's not to be dismissed. And this ad should be the death knell of her campaign. It should be over. With all the talk they said of Trump last week that you can't trust him, he's a fascist or whatever, and dictator and all that, she actually acts like the most, like in the Old Testament, like the most psychotic evil king.
And prosecuted because my handicapped daughter was sick in the hospital and had missed some days of school.
I learned that with the swipe of my pen, I could charge someone with the lowest level offense. That person could be arrested. They could lose time from work and their family maybe lose their job. They'd have to come out of their own pocket to help hire a lawyer. They'd lose standing in their community.
She's power mad, and she intended to increase people's suffering. In many cases, innocent people. You don't want, for all the times that she bragged about being a prosecutor, this is like the worst form of a prosecutor we've ever seen. The worst tendencies, the worst personality traits.
I lost my job and couldn't pay rent, and we got evicted.
Weeks later, I could dismiss the charges, but their life would forever be changed.
I became homeless. We had to move into a motel.
All because of the swipe of my pen.
That swipe of my pen, again, she's like something from the Brothers Grimm, a villain or a witch and the Brothers Grimm fairy tales. But the way she talks about I could remove them, and she likes just kind of tormenting them. This is like the kid that pulls the wings and legs off of flies.
I don't agree what Kamala Harris did to my mom. And I don't agree with what she's done to other parents as well.
You were second in charge of the United States for 4 years.
If anything, would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind in terms of, and I've been a part of most of the decisions that have had impact.
She can take responsible for all the disasters that have happened. There she is. She goes, I was there for every decision with Biden, and I can't think of one thing I would do different. So expect 4 more years of this suffering.
Inflation is hitting the highest level in 39 years.
A record high number of illegal crossings.
Crime's been surging across the nation.
Huge spikes in homicides.
Could we be heading toward World War III?
After 17 years of failed leadership, you are now asking us to trust you as first in charge of our country.
The stakes have never been higher. For all the demonization of Trump, which is all rooted largely in lies, these are all true, carefully researched, backed up facts. They don't have these kinds of stories against Trump. And you'd have a ton of them if he was as bad as they say he is.
I am concerned and focused on big issues. Elementary and middle school truancy is actually a big issue. If we're trying to save the state money, because of truancy, California public schools lose $1.4 billion a year in funding. I want money.
There's the evil cackle that we all know. And oh, the truth came out. She wants the money, the teachers' union money to stop truancy. What a place to start. They're going to wrap it up here. This is, again, how you end it. Back to the men.
My message to all Americans, do not trust Kamala Harris.
As men and protectors of women and children, you are simply a risk we are not willing to take.
And that's why Black men are not voting for Kamala Harris.
President Trump will be our next president. We have to get President Trump elected. He will win, but we have to make this election too big. So go out and vote for President Trump and get 10 of your friends. Watching Michelle Obama speak on behalf of Kamala Harris, basically asking people to vote for Kamala Harris based on skin color. Kamala has no programs or no policies to make America great. She wants you to vote for her because of skin color. And Michelle Obama spent a lot of time on the issue of abortion rights. And so I figured I wanted to find out, especially involving Black Americans, the issue of abortion. So I got Alexa here. I'm going to ask Alexa a few questions to see if Alexa is fair with the information. Alexa, how many Black Americans live in the United States of America?
According to the 2020 U.S. Census, the African American population in the United States was 44.4 million people.
Alexa, how many Black babies have been aborted since Roe v. Wade?
Sorry, I don't know that one.
Isn't that kind of interesting? I know how many Black babies have been aborted since Roe v. Wade. 19 million. Michelle Obama didn't talk about that. Kamala Harris won't talk about that. Alexa won't talk about that. We need to vote for President Trump. God bless America. God bless President Trump. Vote for Trump.
We care about our families. We see the country as our family and our community. We have to get together and vote for Trump. If you have not voted yet, make sure that you get out to the election, to your election centers early as possible, guys, ASAP. If you're sitting thinking about it or you're about to do it, it's time to go do it. I'm Doug in exile.